So the winner of Best Platformer has to go to...
That's griffpatch, announcing the winners of his Game Jam, a competition to make a game in just 3 weeks, following the theme of
Shape Shifter.
And that's in development, a game I worked on as part of a team of some of the best scratchers. So in this video, I'll be showing you how we created our game. This is one of the most ambitious projects I've ever worked on, so subscribe and let's get right into it. We started day 1 with lots of brainstorming. We decided it'd be cool if instead of the player shapeshifting, which was our first thought, the level shapeshifted. Then Viiper suggested that in the game, the level is changing because the developer's creating it as you're playing it. Everyone thought this was really cool, so we decided to go with that idea. So to start on the game, we stole a scrolling platformer engine from one of Viiper's projects, and started creating some basic art.
I forgot how to draw legs, I'm actually so bad. I could draw this stuff, and then now I'm just struggling.
To end day 1, we thought the game needed a name, so we decided on in development. Oh, that logo looks good.
I know, the logo is fire.
On day 2, I programmed a tile engine because we all agreed that this would make creating the level a lot easier. To do this, I started out by creating a list that stores all the X and Y positions of the tiles. Then, I made a custom block which loops through each tile in the list, goes to the next set of coordinates, and creates a clone. But this was lagging a lot. So to fix it, I added this block that only renders a tile if it's on the stage. So if a tile's off screen, the script will just skip over it. And now it runs without any lag. Besides that, we created a main menu for the game. On day 3, I continued to work on the tile engine, but besides that, nothing interesting happened. So... On day 4, Viiper thought of a name for our team, Bagel Bites. It's like the snack, but since we're programmers, it's spelled like bites instead of bites. I think it's a fun name. Okay, it is now day 5, and I just got off a call with Viiper, so let me give you a quick progress update. So, we decided to name our group Bagel Bites. Here we have this nice intro now. But if you hit play, we got the tile system working. Yeah, there's these fancy animations. The background is a work in progress, but since it's the beginning of the game, it's unfinished. The thing I just jumped on was an enemy, and finally, we have a level editor, which it kind of works. So there's a lot of messy code, but overall, that's what we have so far. We didn't work on the game much throughout the next few days, so I'll just summarize them quickly. Viiper worked on some art, including tiles for the level. And besides that, Viiper, Patrick's, and mctonk all worked on creating the level editor, and then building the level itself. On day 11, I worked on the game with Viiper, and we made a lot of progress. There were still many major bugs with the tile engine, so I spent a very long time fixing them. I got it to work. I did it in the tile sprite. I don't know why that took me so long to think of.
Oh, you're so smart! So now it's actual collisions, colliding inside the block, inside the tile. Oh my goodness.
And it only took a few hours. After that, Yippymishy said he was going to make intro and outro cinematics for the game, but he wanted some storyboards. So Viiper and I decided to create one for the intro.
Let's make a comic strip, kind of. 0 views.
Okay, so we got that. 5 likes. Oh, there's text. That's helpful.
He's just sighing. And then we just have another of him just looking behind the screen.
Oh, this is a 2-hour screen recording. This is gonna be a pain to edit if I decide to make it into a video. What about he's thinking about an epic game?
Okay, let me put the text that says epic game.
It's grass. Whatever.
Epic. Epic game.
And then he's let's start making the game. It's game time.
Yippymishy is gonna love this. So I shared that one with Yippymishy, but now let me create a new one.
And after we sent our beautiful finished storyboard to Yippymishy, we created another one for the outro of the game. Beautiful.
There we go. Yeah, we could have just made a new sprite, but it's the journey that matters. It's the journey.
Exactly. That's a good way to end it. Good night. On day 12, only Viiper worked on the game, and he created a rough sketch of the game's level. Day 13 was Thanksgiving for us Americans, but I still had time to work on the game, so I began putting Viiper's level design into the game. Also, we found some scratchers to make music for the game, including EU2BBoo and Explosion Central. Finally, Spart worked on a whole bunch of different things like art, bug fixes, and other small details like particles. Hi, if you're enjoying the video, why not go leave a like and subscribe to my channel now? It's totally free and it helps my channel a ton. Now back to in development. On day 14, I coded a system that allows the dev in the game to build the level around you as you progress through the game. mctonk recorded all his voice lines for the dev, and there were a lot because the dev is basically talking throughout the whole game.
Alright, it's time to start a new project.
Also, viiperrr recorded many voice lines for a cutscene.
Are you sure? That's exactly what you've said for the past 10 games you made.
There was just 1 week left, so to end day 14, we created a to-do list to make sure everything gets done. On day 15, I programmed this section, where the dev accidentally dropped blocks from the sky, and you have to dodge them.
Oh shoot, I accidentally just dropped some blocks. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems.
I started by drawing a sprite for the block. I began coding by creating this script, which allows you to add blocks to the level and have them scroll properly. I made it so the blocks will only spawn in this section of the level. Next, I made 2 custom blocks that control the physics, so the blocks fall from the sky, stop when they hit the ground, then disappear after a couple seconds. And finally, I made it so you die if you hit a block while it's falling. Days 16 and 17 involved lots of bug fixes. Since this was such a big project, and several people were working on it at the same time, there were tons of weird glitches and performance issues. So these 2 days were primarily spent fixing those problems. At this point, the game was really starting to come together, but we still had a lot to finish. On day 18, I called with viiperrr, and we spent a while working on the tiles and building the level. After that, we worked on programming all the cutscenes for the game. We created a few systems for this, giving ways to lock the scrolling, play voice lines, and some other features. Finally, with all our new scripts, we added a new mechanic. Once you get to this locked door, a cutscene will play.
Wait, I need a key for the next part of the level. I know I placed it somewhere, but I'm not sure where it is. Maybe I left it at the beginning.
Then you'll have to go back through the level, get this key, and unlock the door to progress.
Oh, well, there my key is. That's great.
As usual, day 19 began with lots of bug fixes. Next, we programmed the final section of the game. Remember the enemies I programmed on day 5? The thing I just jumped on was an enemy. Well, this is where we finally used them. The game was almost finished, and most of what was left was small details and putting everything together. And at the end of the day, we got a DM from yippymishy. The intro cinematic was finished, and it looked amazing. Day 20 was the final day, so everyone worked on the game a lot. To start, I added all the final features on the to-do list. I created a hitbox for the spikes, put in all the music, and programmed all the cutscenes and voice lines. Yippymishy's intro animation was divided into several sprites, so I spent a long time compressing it all into one sprite so we could use it in the game. Basically, instead of using sprites for each object, it uses clones, which in my opinion is cleaner and easier to work with. And once that was finished, I put it into our game. Later on, viiperrr completed the ending with all the enemies, and programmed in yippymishy's outro cinematic, which shows at the end of the game. But you'll have to play the game yourself to see it. On top of all that, Spart added tons of fancy sound effects and particles to make our game super polished. And to end the final day, we fixed the last bugs in the project. And in development was no longer in development. It was finally the day we shared and submitted the game. Griffpatch said entries with more loves would be more likely to win, so we all promoted our game. And by the end of the day, it had 80 loves. And the day after, I checked Scratch, and our game was in the What the Community is Loving section on the front page. This was amazing news because it meant way more people could see it. But all that was left to do was wait for the results.
Here we go.
No,
Now,
no.
our last game is a collab by the team
Oh.
Bagel Bites.
It's us.
And man, this game is something else. So the winner of Best Platformer has to go to...
Yo.
version 1.
Yes.
The Bagel
No, we got it. We got it. We got
Well
it.
done to
We got
all
it.
of you.
I'm so
You
happy.
created quite a
Yo, no way.